Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Han Talks First is all about how wonderful Star Wars is, and one of the most wonderful parts is its community. So please share this episode with your friends and join the conversation by following me on social media at Han Talks First Podcast and subscribing to our YouTube. So let's get started. The Mandalorian has woven a lot of existing Star Wars lore into its second season, but the most recent one fans are really excited about are the Dark Troopers. The Dark Troopers were advanced battle droids and infantry exoskeletons that featured heavy plating that resembled the armor of a stormtrooper, powerful weapons, and jump packs for increased flexibility and tactical advantage. The Dark Troopers come in 3 different versions, Phase 1, 2, and 3. The Phase 1 Dark Trooper was a skeletal droid armed simply with a vibroblade and a physical shield, primarily a test bed for the later stages of the Dark Troopers. The second was Phase 2, which featured an external element such as suit, a jump pack, and an assault cannon. And finally Phase 3 of the Dark Trooper, which was the main unit, and it was never fully developed actually. And this is the one that was featured in The Mandalorian. So this will be our primary focus in this discussion. Phase 3 was to be the final realization of the Dark Trooper project, but it never reached its fruition. It would have produced the perfect battlefield infantry unit with a combination of a clone's creativity, unpredictability, and initiative, combined with the resilience and firepower of a heavy battle droid. The exoskeleton provided its wearer with increased firepower, strength, and durability. The Dark Troopers were first used against the Rebel Tok base in the attack on Tok base, in retaliation from the destruction of the first Death Star, and they slaughtered all the rebels in the base. Concerned about the potential threat of the Dark Troopers, Mon Mothma actually tasked a man named Kyle Katarn with the project's destruction. So why were the Dark Troopers never fully developed? Who is Kyle Katarn, and what is the deeper background of the development of this program? So to understand this, we have to talk about Ark Hammer. Ark Hammer was a titanic space construction facility, and its purpose was to create new droid versions of stormtroopers. This project was done in secrecy to keep their enemies unaware to their rivalry. It was so secret that only Darth Vader knew of its location. The Empire's paranoia was heightened after the destruction of the first Death Star, which is what kick-started this project, Dark Trooper. By the time Phase 3 troopers were in production, there was only a handful of them made before the Ark Hammer was compromised and destroyed at the Battle of Ord Sedra, which was headed by Kyle Katarn. The Dark Troopers were first introduced in Star Wars Dark Forces, which is a game, serving as the game's most powerful enemy. The overall objective of the game was for the player, as Kyle Katarn, to destroy the project before it was fully implemented. Several other variants of Dark Troopers appeared in Star Wars Galaxy's game, but most of the Dark Troopers in that game are white as opposed to the dark gray or black of the actual Dark Troopers. So there you have it. That's really all you need to know about the Dark Troopers, who it was made by, which was the Empire, and they made it as kind of a way to get back at the rebels after they destroyed the Death Star. And they also at the same time wanted to improve the everyday stormtrooper by implementing droid pieces to it. And it never got to its full realization, which is kind of sad. But it's interesting to see them in The Mandalorian, so how will it tie in going forward? Will there be name drops of these characters that I mentioned, such as Kyle Katarn, or the Ark Hammer, quite possibly? The Ark Hammer actually does resemble Moff Gideon's ship a little bit. The Ark Hammer was a dreadnought, which we saw in The Last Jedi, I believe. But yeah, so I'm very interested to see how they're going to continue to use the Dark Troopers going forward, because it's a nice little Easter egg for, I guess, old school fans of Star Wars legends and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's opening up a whole new idea for what these characters could be and where they came from. It could completely change its background, its history, how they were developed, because those old games really aren't canon as far as the movies and the TV show goes. So we could have a retelling of history here. Maybe these are different Dark Troopers. Maybe this is a Phase 4. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what comes of it. And a lot of people's predictions about that they would be suits for actual people to ride in or control seem to prove to be false. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. I know this was a short episode, but I appreciate all of you so much. And please share this podcast with your friends. Let them know about Han Talks First. And until next time, may the Force be with you.